Yes, good morning all. Till now we had seen all the basic blocks, right? And we had seen how to get the body plot of different transfer functions, like if it is just a gain, or it's a pole at origin, or pole at real pole, zero at origin, real zero, or complex poles or complex zeros, right? So we had seen body plot of everything. Now in the end, when I'll text in the last lecture, right, when I'll start taking that, yes, I'll summarize all those blocks. But before that, yes, in the last lecture, one more thing we had done, and that was frequency domain characteristics. So just I'll revise those characteristics and we'll go for the derivation. Today we'll try to complete all the today means in this lecture we'll try to complete all the characteristics, and then in the next lecture, one more lecture I'll require, in which I'll take the numerical. Okay, so frequency domain characteristics. So what are the characteristics we had seen? Number one, in the last lecture I have explained you what is cutoff frequency. Correct? Then we had seen what is bandwidth. Then the second was, one more was, what is resonant frequency. What is peak resonance or resonance peak? Resonant peak. MP or MR also, right? Then what else we had seen? I think these were the characteristics which we had seen in the last lecture, plus four more which already we had learned. What is PM? Phase margin, gain margin. Okay, then omega GC and omega PC. Okay, so in all 8 characteristics. This thing again in detail I'll take, because for body plot it will be slightly different, not very much different, right? But before that we'll do derivation of these two things, because these two are important. So you will find, yes, this is denoted by omega naught, or it is also denoted by omega C. Okay, this is by omega P or omega R. Some books are going by omega R, MP or MR. Okay, and rest of the things, concept you are aware of. Again, I am not going to give you the concept, definitely not. Only what we will do is how to read these 4 things from the body plot, because body plot is new for you. So how to read it from the body plot? Yes, I am going to tell you. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going for the derivation. First one, let us say A, and that is a resonant frequency. I'll write omega P. Okay, I'll use this thing. Okay, so GH of S sorry, is equal to omega n square. सेकेंड ऑर्डर का लेते हैं, सबसे important one, right? Yeah, is equal to upon, yeah, it is S square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. ठीक है, हाँ, but we know, yes, it should be for frequency, so S is equal to j omega. So I'll write GH of j omega is equal to omega n square upon see S square j omega square j square minus 1, so I'll write minus omega square plus 2 zeta omega n S, so S j and plus omega n square. Just purposely I am putting this j in the end, so will be easy for us to take out the real part and imaginary part, because ultimately our aim is to get magnitude of this. Okay, because we want to take magnitude, I don't want anything in the numerator, so I'll write 1 divided by see omega n square should be divided by to this whole equation also, so omega square same term minus 1 minus omega upon omega n bracket square, right? So this is becoming the real part, and plus 2 zeta, 1 omega n is getting cancelled out, so omega upon omega n j, so this will be the imaginary part. Now we want to get magnitude of this gh j omega, so I'll write magnitude of gh j omega is equal to, right, 1 upon see, now this is should I write it in, yeah, I'll write under root, so will be easy. Yeah, see, square of this and square of this and addition of that under root will give you the magnitude, because this is in the denominator, it is in the denominator, so it is going to be 1 minus omega upon omega n bracket square, right, and square of this plus 2 zeta omega upon omega n bracket square, correct, and root of that. So the same thing I can write it as, I'll take it in the numerator, so will be easy for us to take the derivative. Now why I am taking derivative, you'll understand, we'll see, right? So I'll write 1 minus omega upon omega n bracket square raised to 2 plus 2 zeta omega upon omega n bracket square and the whole thing raised to minus half, because in the numerator minus 1 and root ka sign minus half. Now we'll take derivative of this, let us say this is m, so it will be easy for me to write, and what I'll write, I'll differentiate this thing with respect to omega, so maxima we are trying to get, and we'll equate this thing to 0. Okay, so differentiate this thing, so it will become easy when it is in the terms of power. So I'll take this on this side minus half, this whole thing raised to minus 3 by 2, right? So I'll first write 1 minus omega upon omega n, this bracket square, right, then this bracket square plus 2 zeta omega upon omega n, this bracket square, and minus half we are taken on this side, minus 3 by 2 plus 1, so minus 3 by 2, and into, now inside this bracket we are looking, so for this it is going to be, for the whole bracket if you will say 2 into, I'll put it in bracket, 2 into 1 minus omega upon omega n bracket square, so 2 we have taken on this side, this term once, right, into, now inside this whatever is the term derivative of that, so 1 ka 0 minus 1 omega n square I had taken out, and omega square ke liye it is going to be 2 omega, right, plus now 2 4 zeta square, right, I'll write in the denominator omega n square also, so what remains is omega square, derivative of that is 2 omega. I think we have done. Okay, Now out of this, you just observe this thing. This is in the denominator. Minus 3 by 2 means in the denominator 3 by 2. Right? This whole thing into this term. So definitely this whole thing will go on this side. Multiplied by 0, so it is going to be 0. So it will be 0 is equal to this thing, whole thing, and I can see minus sign over here, so I'll shift it on the other side of the 0 term. So what I can write, 4 zeta square upon omega n square 2 omega is equal to, I'll just combine all these things, minus n will not be there because it had gone, so it is going to be 2 omega n square into this term 2 1 minus omega upon omega n bracket square, correct? Is it okay? Yeah, and I'll complete this bracket. So very well understood, these things are getting cancelled out and this will become equal to 2. So now what I can write, 2 zeta square is equal to 1 minus omega square upon omega n square. So if I'll take this thing on this side, omega square is equal to 1 minus 2 zeta square, and omega n square, which was in the denominator, will multiply it. Now what is this? This omega, when the maxima is there, so definitely it is omega p, where omega is equal to omega p. Correct? So it's substituted. Yeah. So I'll write, yes. So I'll write omega p is equal to omega n under root, wait, one minus 2 zeta square. Okay, so I'll make bracket for this. Now just look to this equation very carefully. Why? As soon as the zeta square will be more than half, right? More than half. So this value will start becoming greater than 1. When it will be greater than 1, definitely will become imaginary, not possible to have any imaginary value for frequency. That means this zeta square, when it is half, right, value of zeta is going to be 1 upon root 2, and 1 upon root 2 means 0.707. So definitely this zeta should not be greater than 0.707. As soon as it will become more than 0.707, this value will start coming, right, and it will start becoming imaginary. So this is the thing where your zeta is in between 0 and 0.707. And that thing tells you that zeta, if it is becoming greater than 0.7707, that means no resonant peak is possible. Correct? Clear? Right? Okay. Now the next thing is, yes, we want to get this value of MP. Now this M is this, MP will be what? When you are having omega is equal to omega p. So I'll substitute for this omega as omega p, and I'll have this MP. So MP is equal to 1 minus omega upon omega n bracket square, this whole thing square, plus 2 zeta omega, I'll write omega p, so will be easy, and omega p upon omega n, this whole thing raised to 2, and this whole thing is raised to half. Correct? So we know the value of omega p upon omega n, that is under root this and square of that, so no need to worry, we'll just remove that square root sign. So it will be 1 minus 2 zeta square, right, and square of this whole thing, yeah, plus 2 zeta. So instead of 2 zeta, I'll say 4 zeta square omega p upon omega n square of that. So it is going to be 1 minus 2 zeta square and raised to minus half. So it's equal to, now square, so I'll remove it. 1 minus 1, so it is getting cancelled out. So it is going to be minus 2, minus plus here. 2 zeta square bracket square plus 4 zeta square minus 8 zeta raised to 4 and raised to minus half. So how much it is? 4 zeta square, zeta raised to 4 plus 4 zeta square minus 8 zeta raised to 4 and raised to minus half. So what it is now? See, 4 zeta square minus 4 zeta raised to 4 then raised to half, minus half of course. So if I'll take 4 zeta square common, so it will be 2 zeta, and after taking root sign, and I'll write 1 upon also because raised to minus 1 hai. So I'll write 1 upon, I reversed it and I'll take root also. So 4 zeta square common tha, root of that will be 2 zeta, and inside the bracket it will be 1 minus what is remaining, 4 zeta square, right? So zeta square, and definitely we have to put root sign for this. Just a minute. Yeah, so I'll put root sign. And initially it was 2 zeta, है ना? So we had taken this 4 zeta square common, root of that 2 zeta, 1 minus zeta square and root of that. So this is giving you value of MP. This will be the formula for value of MP. I think very well understood. So I'll save this. Yeah. Now the remaining 4 characteristics which we want to do is the PM, GM and both those frequencies, right? Omega PC and omega GC. So to get that, yes, I'm not going to explain you the concept because you know all these concepts now, right? What you don't know is how to read it from the Bode plot. So I'll tell you how we can read it from the Bode plot. I'll draw it and I'll explain. So I'll write. Now the next thing is relative stability. Okay. And I'll draw just any plot and I'll try to explain you. Give me 1 minute. So let us say this is your y-axis. This is for magnitude plot and this one is for the angle plot. Okay. And angle plot. Okay. let us say the system is, of course, this is omega, right? On the log scale, this is 0 dB. This point is of 0 dB. 0 dB means gain 1. Log of 1 is 0, है ना? And this line is of 180 degrees. So below this, yes, minus sign. So more and more negative the angle is becoming. Above this, more and more less and less negative. So more and more positive it is becoming. So 80 minus 180, 182 on this side, and 179 and will be on this side, right? So let me draw the plot. Just example. Let us say this is the angle plot, magnitude plot, and let us say this is the angle plot which you got. Okay, and from this we want to learn now what is GM, how we can read. Once it is fixed in your brain, you will find, yeah, it's very easy to read from the body plot. So see, now this point where the graph is touching the x-axis, and this graph is touching the x-axis over here. So let me draw two lines so that how they can be measured or how they can be reflected on this side. Yeah, see now. Yeah, this point, right? 0 dB ka gain, that means gain is 1. And when gain becomes equal to 1, we know that it is gain crossover. Correct? Omega GC. Right? On the same line. At this point, the phase is becoming minus 180. Phase becoming minus 180 means we say phase crossover frequency. And phase crossover means omega PC. Correct? Right? Now see, when at this frequency, you will find that the phase is more on negative side. See, it is below this. That means if I am saying minus 220, let us say. So minus 220 minus 180. ऐसे calculation करते हैं ना हम. So it is going to be negative. Correct? So this point, when your gain is achieved 1, you will find whatever is the gap between the graph and the minus 180 line. This is called as PM. On the same line, when this is there, right, omega PC, at that point, whatever is the gain that is there on the gain curve or gain graph body plot, right, this is the GM. This is gain margin. Very easy, है ना? Very much clear. It is below 180. That means it is negative. On the same line, see, at this point, gain is on higher side, greater than 1. So GM will be less than 1 because it is inverse of that. And log of something which is less than 1 is always negative. I think you are aware of. Log of 1 is 0. Log of something which is less than 1, right, it is negative. And आप calculator पे करके देखो, log of something which is greater than 1 is always positive. So now what is happening? Gain is more, gain is greater than 1, that means this condition, correct? Right? So when gain is greater than 1 means your GM is less than 1, because you know the relationship that GM is equal to 1 upon GHJ omega. And we had seen magnitude of that. Now what is happening? This gain is becoming greater than 1. So GM will be less than 1. When GM will be less than 1, your log of that is going to be negative, and that means your gain margin is becoming negative. So definitely this PM is negative and this GM is also negative. Whenever gain will be positive, GM will be negative, right? Then see why this is happening, because first the omega PC is coming and then omega GC. So whenever this condition will occur, omega PC is less than omega GC, you will find yes, your system is unstable, because phase will be less than 180 and gain will be more than on higher side, more than 1. So system is going to be unstable. Okay. So now I'll just summarize the thing whatever I have told you. Number 1, I'm talking about PM. PM का formula क्या है? Angle phi, whatever angle you are getting, minus 180 degrees. Correct? So if this is more than 180, definitely this PM will be negative, and it is more, so system is unstable. So I'll write PM, if it is negative, system is unstable. Correct? Then PM, if it is positive, system is stable. Correct? Then second thing is GM. GM on the normal scale. Not the log ka scale we are not talking about. Just a minute. Yeah. So I am talking about GM on normal scale. Correct? And we had seen that when GM is greater than 1, system is stable. Why? Because when GM is greater than 1 means GHJ omega is less than 1, and yes, system is stable. On the same line, when you are saying GM is less than 1, that means GHJ omega is greater than 1, and that means your system is unstable. Very much easy to absorb. Am I right? Yes. And the third thing, from this we can extract that when you are talking about on log scale, GM on log scale, correct? See, GHJ omega less than 1 means GM greater than 1 means GM you are going to get over here to be positive because it's greater than 1, and that means your system is stable. On the other side, GM negative, alright, means what? GHJ omega greater than 1. When GHJ omega is greater than 1, that means your GM will be less than 1. Log of that will be negative. System is unstable. And now we can conclude that, yes, last conclusion for this, that is GM and PM both positive and positive, system is stable. Okay, and means what is happening actually? See, first I'll write the second line and then I'll go for the first line. GM and PM negative, system is unstable. See, which is the case over here, right? What happened? Because omega PC came first and then omega GC. That means omega PC is less than omega GC. Omega GC. That means your system is unstable. On the same line, when omega PC will be greater than omega GC, then system will be stable. Just a minute. So I think I tried to explain you all the characteristics. We have done with the characteristics, right? Still, if you feel some doubt is there related to the concepts, please contact me on WhatsApp, right? So let me save this. Yeah, and I'll clear the board. And the last line now. And today's last part now we'll summarize all the. I think we should summarize it now only, so that it will be easy for me to go for the numerical in the next lecture. So I am talking about summary of the Bode plot magnitudes and phases. Summary of Bode magnitude and phase plot. Okay, so let me draw a table. Yeah. Yes. So simultaneously I'll write and then I'll make partition. I don't know whether the space will be sufficient or not. Right? So let us say this is the factor which you are considering. Right? This is the magnitude. Gain in dB, I'll write. Gain in dB. And phase. Wait. Only 3 blocks are required. So what I'll do is I'll write it over here. Gain in dB and phase and the factor and the serial number. Okay, so let us say first one, and first one was your gain, right? Gain K. So I'll write constant gain K. When gain was constant, if you can remember, the line that you are going to get will be a straight line, right? And the magnitude was 20 log of K. This line you are going to have as the plot, right? And for angle we had seen that phi is equal to 0 when your K is greater than 0, and it was minus 180 when your K was less than 0. Correct? Then the second factor we had seen, that is a pole at origin. So pole, I'll write pole at origin. And what we had seen over there, pole at origin means, if you want to represent it, 1 upon j omega, correct? And might be raised to n number of poles you are having. So we had seen example of 1 and 2, right? So what we had seen, it is a line, straight line with which is of minus 20 dB per gain. So minus, and when it was 2 poles, it was minus 40. So we can say minus 20 multiplied by this n. How many poles you are having, right? N dB per decade. Right? This was a straight line. which was of this slope, right, and it was passing through x-axis पे 1, right, and you had omega is equal to 1. Instead of saying this thing, right, it was passing through omega equal to 1, 10 raised to 0, right, and 0 dB. Yes, very correct. And in that case, the angle was becoming constant 90 or constant 180, but negative, so it was minus 90 ka multiple by n. Very correct. And instead of saying this, I'll write into n degree. And the same line we had seen for a pole at a 0 at origin. So I'll write 0 at origin. That means j omega raised to n. Very much similar to this. It was 10-20 dB ka straight line multiplied by n. How many poles you are having per decade? We had seen all these things, and it's a straight line. And again this thing was also passing through omega equal to 1, 0 dB ka line. Okay, and phi, if you are saying it was just sign ka change, so it will be 90 n degree. Just there will be mirror images along the x line, x axis. Okay, then the fourth one is your first order pole, or we can say real pole. Okay, and real pole is we try to denote it as 1 upon 1 plus s upon omega 0. So where omega 0 was the cutoff frequency, right? Right, this omega 0 was the cutoff frequency, and what we had seen over there for this, actually it's a straight line of 20 I mean two slopes were there, 0 dB per decade from omega when the omega was less than omega naught, that is the cutoff frequency, and then it was decreasing with minus 20 dB. So I'll write two things: 0 dB per decade for omega less than omega 0, and then it was minus 20 dB per decade when omega greater than omega naught. Correct? Yeah, these two things. And the phi ka value at that time, now you have to go to the slides or whatever I have told you and just record from there. It was tan inverse of omega upon omega 0, and actually it was from 0 till minus 45, it was reaching minus 90. Correct? Yeah. Then exactly reverse thing for a real 0. And real 0 means 1 plus s upon omega naught. And again this is cutoff frequency. And we had seen that, yes, 0 dB per decade when omega is less than omega naught, and it was plus 20 dB per decade when omega is greater than omega naught. Correct? And we got phi, yes, minus tan inverse of, no, it was not minus, it was plus omega upon omega 0. Mirror image was there, right? And that means 0 through 45, it was reaching 90 degrees. Oh, I should read 0. Yeah, 0 degree. ठीक है. Then the sixth one, that are the second order pole, or we can say complex poles. Right. In the last lecture we have done with the complex poles. So you will find that whenever it's a complex pole, I don't think need is there me to write the thing, or should I write? Okay, for one I'll write. Yeah, so it is going to be 1 minus 2 zeta omega upon omega n j. No, it was plus, right? And minus omega upon omega n bracket square. Okay, fine. Okay, right? What we observed? Yes, first part in that was 0 dB per decade, right? When omega was very much smaller than omega n, then it become 40 dB instead of 20. Now it become 40 and minus 40 dB per decade when your omega was greater than omega n. Correct. And the third thing was, at that particular point when omega was equal to omega n, so omega was equal to omega n, a correction factor we had seen over there, and that was so I can write error correction as per zeta. So as soon as zeta was decreasing, it was getting increased, right? So we had seen that yes, over here it was 0, then through minus 90 it was reaching 180, minus 180. So if you want me to write the formula, it was phi is equal to, I think, minus tan inverse of 2 zeta omega upon omega n upon 1 minus omega square upon omega n square. This was the formula for phi. And the last one, seventh one, I don't know how come it is. Because of gain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, and gain. That's why it is 7. Then it is complex poles, complex zeros. That is, no need to have 1 upon, it will be 1 plus 2 zeta omega upon omega. And this derivation I have not done, but definitely I am expecting from you if it will be asked in the paper. Omega n square. Correct? So what we had seen, wait, number 1, 0 dB per decade when it was when the omega was very much less than omega n, right? When it was greater than that, it was plus 40 dB decade per decade, it was changing. When omega was very much on higher side than omega n. Correct? And again the third point was when omega was equal to omega n, error correction as per zeta. Okay. And phi was just plus, so it was varying from 0 degree to 90, through 90 it was to 180 degree, and phi was equal to plus tan inverse of 2 zeta omega upon omega n upon 1 minus omega upon omega n bracket square. So this was the formula for that. Let me just make the partition. Today we'll stop over here, alright, and In the next lecture, we'll solve one or two numericals related to body plot. So this chapter will be completed. If you are having any query related to anything, whatever we had taken till now, please contact me on my WhatsApp number. Yeah, I think it is okay now. So I'll save this and I'll stop sharing. All the best.